Okay guys, welcome back to my brand new video. So this is a introduction video to a new series that will be mainly done on my second channel, Kettle Unplugged. Link is in the description as always. So basically, what is this video series? This video series is about how when I was a kid and growing up, I was born into a hotel and grew up in pubs, basically. So that's what this video is going to be about, introduction into this. So let's dive on in, shall we? Cheers, lads. Anyway, so as you guys know, I grew up in a pub. Well, I grew up in a few pubs and a hotel. So to give you guys sort of an introduction into my life as a child living in the hospitality industry, growing up in the hospitality industry. So when I was born in the 1990s, I was born 10th of February 1990, I was born into a hotel basically. My father and my mother, well, my father owned it, my mum worked for him effectively. He owned a hotel in Bideford, which is in North Devon, which is where I'm from. And basically, for I don't know how many years, probably about 4 or 5 years-ish, my parents basically ran this hotel in Devon. Got a few stories that I can just about remember. Got some funny little photos of me, so we'll probably do a video about that and show you little pictures of me, so there'll be that video, I'm sure. And then I can't quite remember what happened to the pub. I'd have to sit down and talk to my dad about, well, hotel rather, find out what happened. But basically, some point after then, we ended up living in a house not far away. And then I want to say, like 1996, we moved up north. I cannot remember where it is. I'm going to have to actually ask my dad about that and find out the name of the place. But it was just a really cool pub. I really liked living in this pub, actually. It was really great. The layout was awesome. There was also a post office in it. Like, the post office was part of the pub. How British is that, really? You know, 2 for 1 on post and beer. I don't remember the post office being operational, but I remember the post office. Anyway, so my parents ran that for, I think, about a year. I can't quite remember exactly, but I've got some stories about that, that's for sure. And then the last one, but there was one in between, but my dad only ran it for like a couple of weeks because he was doing like the company he was going to work for or take a place. So I can't quite remember the whole story, but basically we ended up at this other pub for a very, very short period of time, maybe even only a few weeks. But anyway, eventually in 1999, that's when my dad got the last pub, basically the last one we lived in. And yeah, that I was there for 6 years, I want to say. Yeah, it was around 2005 that's when my parents actually separated and got divorced, and we moved out. By we, I mean me, my father and my 2 little sisters moved out and moved to one of the villages in Weston-super-Mare, that is, and lived out away from the pub. And then my mum carried on running it for a few years. So yeah, that is kind of how a rough timeline of how it all goes together. And so yeah, I'm going to be pulling this all apart. We'll start off with what I can remember and some of the crazy stories. I don't know what order they're going to be in yet, because, for example, one of the first ones I'm going to be doing is talking about how this one time there was a fight in the pub, and my dad's really short, okay? So he's like 5'4", I think. He's short. compared to me. I'm tall. I'm like 184 centimeters almost, and he's like maybe 150, 140. He's a short guy. It's not his fault. But I remember this one time there was this big guy, like 100 kilos, 20 stone, kicking off a fight in the pub, and basically I saw my dad jump over the bar and just floor this guy. It was incredible. I'll never forget that moment. And that was in the early noughties. So yeah, the timeline of these stories are going to be all over the place. I'll try and give you best dates as I can and whatnot. But there are a lot of stories and whatnot. So yeah, this is basically the idea of what the videos are going to be about, the video series, and this will be on my second channel. So yeah, if you want to hear stories about me growing up in a pubs, in the hospitality industry basically, then yeah, head on over to my second channel and you can see them there. But as always, guys, that is it for this one. So once again, big thank you to everyone who stopped by to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. And as always, a big massive thank you to everyone who supports my channel on patreon.com. You guys are awesome. And as always, guys, stay safe. Peace.